You're watching the Paycom Wooden Legacy as part of Feast Week, presented by Lowe's. Southern California, we're just down the street from Disneyland for our championship tilt. Somebody will be going home with some hardware tonight from the Anaheim Arena. Wake Forest, the Demon Deacons with Danny Manning's team in this championship game against undefeated. And number 14, Arizona, as we look at the bracket for the 2019 Wooden Legacy. And Arizona with wins over Pepperdine and Penn to get to this championship game. Wake Forest has knocked off the College of Charleston and Long Beach State to move into this championship game here on Sunday night. Along with former UCLA Bruin John Crispin, Roxy Bernstein with you in Arizona. One of the best offenses in college basketball, and some brilliant freshmen lead the way for Sean Miller.
Yeah, they are at times flawless, but they certainly have some issues on the defensive end. It's a team that could be incredible in the Pac-12 so long as they start to correct those issues, pick up communication on the defensive side of the ball.
Well, Nico Mannion is the guy that makes everything go for this Arizona team, the McDonald's All-American.
Yeah, it's going to be a great matchup. You know, you got the senior Brandon Childress for Wake Forest, and then you got the young Nico Mannion. If I'm Brandon Childress, I'm bringing everything I got because this young kid comes in with so much hype. Understanding the potential of him in this team, to me, this is a potential Final Four team. It's a Final Four team if they do what they can do on the offensive end, but start to clean things up defensively. So many weapons, but if they communicate well, though, they will realize their potential.
Nico Mannion hit the game-winning runner on Thursday night, on Thanksgiving night,
great
to knock
game.
off Pepperdine.
Great game.
That was 93-91, a wild game. And then career-high 24 points against Penn on Friday night in the semifinals. Paycom starting five for both Wake Forest and Arizona, the home whites for the Wildcats.
Dylan Smith, to me, is kind of that X factor, right? His ability to shoot, he's been active offensively, keeps defenses honest. He hit big shots in that Pepperdine game, excuse me.
He had three enormous threes in the second half, and Pepperdine gave Arizona all they could handle. Chase Jeter, the reverse underneath, and Jeter coming off a season-high 19 in the semis against Penn.
Good patience. A great way to start this game. Move the basketball. Everybody touched, everybody got involved. Better rhythm for the offense if you do so.
This is a veteran Wake Forest team that returned 77% of their scoring from last year, as Odi Oguama missing inside, the freshman.
And as much as I love to watch this team on offense, this Arizona team's got just so many weapons. As Zeke Naji just steps right into it, seems like he makes every shot he takes, shooting over 80%. As much as I'm paying attention to them on the offensive end, it's really the defense that'll determine how long they play this season.
Naji's second in the country in field goal percentage here through the young part of the season. Kept alive, Brandon Childress from deep, missing a three. Josh Green, the rebound for the Cats. The lob for Jeter, and a foul and a push underneath, as Jeter went falling into the stanchion underneath. The foul is on Andrian White. The grad transfer from Charlotte is Sean Miller, his 11th year in Tucson after 5 years at Xavier. Sean Miller, 7 Sweet 16s. He's had 5 30-win seasons. And one of the most storied players in the history of college basketball, Danny Manning, now in his 6th year as the head coach at Wake Forest.
I think I won $5 in a family pool back in like '88 when they won. He was the guy. He's the only guy I really knew, so I chose Kansas.
Should you be fessing up to winning money off something?
Look, I was like 7 years old, and I won it from my mom and my dad. It was their money anyway.
Maybe it was an improper benefit for you before you even thought about going to college.
It was a previous relationship. Leave me alone.
Olivier Sarr, the junior from France, the 7-footer who's seemed to really thrive in a role coming off the bench. Struggled the first couple of games this season as a starter, but has really come on the last 5+ games as a reserve. Dylan Smith, a three.
Nico Mannion drew 2 defenders by just being patient. He didn't try to beat the pressure. He actually attacked the pressure by going at help defenders. You go to help defender, you draw 2, you dish off. Dylan Smith's able to get an open 3.
Good start for the Wildcats. And going inside, the follow from Olivier Sarr.
Mannion just got back cut. He got back cut, and it had to bring Chase Jeter over for help. The missed layup was actually the best thing for Wake Forest.
Demon Deacons have won 3 straight. They're 5-2. Arizona 8-0 as Chase Jeter going to work, and He struggled early this season offensively. Maybe has found something here this weekend.
Well, part of those early season struggles are figuring out who you are with this group. When you got such a young group and all three of the freshmen on the floor are dominant, you've got to figure out who you're going to be on this unit.
Olivier Sarr with all 6 for the Demon Deacons. And he didn't start the game.
John Wooden says it's not who starts the game, it's who finishes it, right?
Nico Mannion, and a foul will put Manning at the line. And the foul is called on Torrey Johnson of Wake Forest.
I was actually a little proud of that impromptu quote, but this is what I talk about. You draw 2 with the attention, and no one's there to box Sarr out. So Nico Mannion, that's where you got to have your head on a swivel. You got to develop good instincts on the defensive end. And if you think that these guys, as good as they are, played a ton of defense in high school, you are crazy. They were just better than everybody else. They didn't know what they had to do defensively, so the instincts really aren't there. You look at their instincts on the offensive end, they're incredible. They know how to break guys down. They know how to draw 2 and drop it off for an easy dunk. But defensively, it's going to take some time for them to realize their potential.
Five-point lead for the Wildcats as Nico Mannion hits both. Shondi Brown comes in for Wake Forest. There is Brown missing everything. It's pulled down. Josh Green pushes. Nico Mannion, long 3. And the rebound tip free. And it's controlled by the Demon Deacons and Brandon Childress. Andrian White, transition 3.
Big. Wake Forest has had some answers on the offensive end. The problem is, can you keep it up? Because Arizona has so much firepower that you're going to have to continue to have it. The only way Pepperdine stayed in that game is because those answers just kept coming, right?
And that's one thing that Sean Miller knows and is stressing with his team is they need to get better defensively. Yep. Their offense is really rolling right now. Second 3 for Dylan Smith.
How about the elevation for Dylan Smith on that jump shot?
Arizona, the number 2 scoring team in the country. They're averaging just under 89 points per game and lead the country at 54% from the floor.
Now, considering how much they can score and how quickly they can do it, there are times where you might give up some points. You're going to give up some points to play with a faster pace. So Sean Miller will at times have to be patient with that, but that comes down to coach's feel too, right?
Pull up from Shondi Brown.
As a coach, you feel that your team's in a great rhythm offensively. You don't want to stop them and correct everything they do wrong on the defensive end. And I know to a lot of fans, they may say, no, call timeout, fix that. But if they got good feel, good rhythm on offense, you let them go a little bit. Although I know Sean Miller, he don't want to let it go too long.
Zeke Naji with the miss and the rebound. Controlled by Wake Forest, and here comes Andrian White. And a foul will get Brandon Childress to the line for Wake Forest. Good pace and a good tempo to start our night in this championship game.
I really think this is a rhythm and flow, right? That's everything about the game right now. That's what it's all about. Both teams have it. It's not just about answers. It's about creating great rhythm that allows you to maximize your potential.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Paycom, comprehensive HR and payroll technology. Las Vegas, explore now at visitlasvegas.com. And Sonic, enjoy Patty Melt for $3.99.
Arizona leading Wake Forest, championship game of the Wooden Legacy, 14-11 in Anaheim. And Wake Forest a little bit shorthanded for this matchup tonight. Jacoby Neath and Michael Wynn, 2 reserve players for the Demon Deacons, are suspended for tonight's game. And it's due to their standards not adhering to those of what Wake Forest basketball players should do. So they're not available tonight.
Players make mistakes, and the hope is that you're not defined by the mistakes you make. Your hope is that you're defined by how you respond to the mistakes you make. And it's a learning opportunity for kids, and it's an opportunity for Danny Manning to reinforce what's expected from his program, which is all part of building good culture. And we overuse that term. We do. We so overuse the term culture, but we undervalue it. It is everything in this game. Everybody that's won a national championship the past few years has had good culture.
And Arizona a little bit shorthanded as well tonight. Stone Gettings, the transfer from Cornell, not available. He suffered a concussion in their win against Penn here Friday night. Against the zone, and a foul will send Chase Jeter to the line for Arizona.
Chase Jeter did a great job of holding his seal, but also keeping that target hand high. If you keep the target hand high, your offensive player knows where to throw the basketball. I know it sounds elementary, but it's so important. Those little things are what make you a winner in tight situations.
Jeter just a 48% foul shooter to start the year. Throws that when he's got
both of them watch.
Exactly. Last time we talked bad about my free throw shooting, Bernstein.
Now you can say something about that one rolled up pant leg. I don't know what that's all about.
Is that the style these days? Are kids doing
no
that?
idea. Look, if you had a cool tat that you spent a lot of money on and you want to show it off, I get it.
And that's what Mo Brown was doing that for UCLA last year.
Look, Stockton wore them. They didn't have to roll.
Yeah, but they
them
were
up.
both all.
Yeah,
They're both pretty tight.
those were schmediums. These are rolled up XLs.
Shot clock at 10. Brandon Childress, the kick out. Johnny Brown from the corner ties the game.
If you can split a double team, you're going to put a defense in a bad shot. You're bad situation. You're going to get a good look. Whether you make the shot or not, it doesn't really matter. You develop confidence by getting good looks.
Josh Green missing a three. Offensive rebound, Jeter, though, for Arizona. Chase Jeter trying the running hook, but foul first on the floor and a push against the Demon Deacons.
Both teams have been aggressive on the offensive end. That's what I'm talking about. You lift the defense, the double comes out top, you split the double, and then the defense is in a tough situation where you have to defend the paint first, give up an open three. Chase Jeter's been good to start this game. Really good.
Ishmael Massoud called for the foul. Jeter's had a strong weekend. That's a good sign for Arizona, as he was one of the bright spots in what was a rough season for Sean Miller a year ago. Zeke Naji stumbling, jockeying for position in the post, but then makes a heady play to save it. An offensive foul before Dylan Smith jacked up the shot. And it's on Zeke Naji, maybe getting a little frustrated there in the post.
Yeah, he was, but what I'm laughing at was Les Jones' call, official Les Jones. I mean, he saw it. He knew it was going to happen because the initial contact started before he got the catch, right? So he saw it coming. Zeke Naji got baited into it, and man, he made a demonstrative call. It's like punching a guy out in baseball and really letting him have it. Look at the versatility.
Strike through.
You've got Ira Lee out there switching on guards.
And a three knocked in, and Torrey Johnson gives Wake Forest their first lead.
If that's going to happen, if you have the versatility defensively to switch a big one to a guard, your guards better be there on the catch to take that shot away. Hazard just not there. Second late, gives up an open look.
Demon Deacons are 3 of 4 from outside the arc, and a foul on Wake Forest.
I always say there's a lot of little things that make you a winner, but if you don't do those little things, if you're not there, if that's not a hard break you down closeout, run them off the three-point line, you give a Wake Forest team confidence in what they're doing on the offensive end.
First on Brandon Childress. 6 straight for the Demon Deacons to go up 3. Arizona's got over 3 minutes without a bucket. Josh Green on the drive, and it's swatted away. Odi Aguamba.
And Wake Forest defensively has been good because they've been protecting the paint. You look at that. There are 3 bodies with 2 feet in the paint. Look at this. That's good positioning. Look, if you play defense early, I say this all the time, play defense early, that means you win the position battle. You make it really difficult to score on.
Jamal Baker, the transfer from Kentucky, fires a 3. And Josh Green, the offensive rebound, and a foul on Wake Forest. And it's called on Andrian White. His second foul.
Roxy, you would say, though, look, this is Caponavia speaking, this is a completely different Arizona team when Nico Mannion's not on the floor. Just something about the way these guys move when he's on the floor. They know if they get open, they're getting the ball. The way they run the floor when he's pushing in transition because he throws ahead, unlike a lot of point guards out there, they're just a different team.
Here's Max Hazard, the grad transfer from UC Irvine. And he's trying to find his niche with his Arizona team after a great run of great 3 seasons playing for the Anteaters just down the road here from Anaheim. It's a big part of their run to the second round of the NCAA tournament last year. As a tough fadeaway missed by Brandon Childress. Arizona claims the rebound. Lob for Ira Lee. Broken up in a steal for the Demon Deacons. Torrey Johnson swatted by Josh Green. 11:51 to go first half. It's been end-to-end. ACC in the Pac-12. It's Wake Forest by 3. Well, previous winners of the Wooden Legacy, San Diego State back in 2013. Then Lorenzo Romar guided the Washington Huskies. Tom Izzo and Michigan State in 2015, the last time Arizona was in this field. Lonzo Ball's 1 year at UCLA, guiding the Bruins to the championship of the Wooden Legacy. Washington State when it was over at Cal State Fullerton. And then it was Seton Hall last year bringing home the trophy. Who's going to bring it home this year between Arizona and Wake Forest? And next year, the format changes. Thanksgiving weekend, it'll be a 4-team field, but it is a loaded 4-team field with Georgetown, Kansas, UCLA, and Virginia.
Especially considering how much better Georgetown's going to be at the end of the season, the start of next season compared to now. You know, Patrick Ewing's doing a great job with that program, but it just takes time. It really does. I know nobody wants to hear that. Fans don't like to be patient.
Foul on Max Hazard of Arizona. And Olivier Sarr, who has been active for Wake Forest to start this game, will go to the line. The junior from France, a 75% foul shooter. He's had a terrific tournament. Seems more comfortable coming off the bench for Danny Manning in Wake Forest. Some people are just like that, where they have the anxiety about starting and then they let the game develop a little bit of a flow and a rhythm. They come in, and that's the impact that Sarr has had so far with Wake Forest.
I don't know many dudes that don't want to start. Like, I knew walk-ons that thought they should be starting. Everybody wants to start. I can't imagine that he's sitting there going, I'm cool just coming off the bench. Like, Jamal Crawford did it, and he was incredible. You know, he was just a bucket getter.
How about Andre Iguodala?
He wasn't a bucket getter, though.
No, but
he had offense. He's
huge
more of a
impact off the
guy.
bench.
Yeah, no, he was good off the bench, but that's because he wasn't good enough to start. No offense.
Oh, I don't agree with that. I think he was good enough to start. He just didn't.
Not on the Golden State teams he was on. There's other weapons.
Olivier Sarr runs the floor, gets the contact.
We got a million Arizona fans out there right now that just probably warming their thumbs up for a mean tweet my way.
Do you want to give out your Twitter handle right now,
look,
just to see how angry they are with you?
I don't respond to mean people anyway. So look, he was really good. But if you think about his role on that team, his role was coming off the bench. I bet he wanted to start. Every competitor wants to start. Like, we do have egos, you know, and part of your ego is telling you want to be in that starting lineup. It's like saying, I'm all right not being an all-star. No.
There's been some pretty good players off the bench who relish in that role.
Yeah.
Vinnie Johnson, you go way back to the Piston
microwave.
teams.
Yeah, you accept your role, though. You just go, you know what? That's who I am with this.
Manu Ginobili did it for the Spurs for a long time. It's Wake Forest by 7. The Demon Deacons have scored 10 straight.
I like this. Switching up the zone. Let's see what Nico can do in terms of figuring out the holes of this defense. Movement is key against the zone.
And after a hot start, Arizona's gone cold. Chase Jeter knocked out of bounds by Sarr. It stays with Arizona, an 8 to shoot.
I always think you got to continue to move, pass, cut against the zone. You want to see what defenders in the zone are going to follow you. And if somebody follows you on a cut, somebody else is going to be open.
Max Hazard, deep 3. Arizona needed that one.
And a lot of that came down to the fact that Nico Mannion was on the backside. Backside guard had to stay in between Nico Mannion and Max Hazard, so Hazard had just enough room as the closeout was late.
And Hazard not afraid when he has to hit a big shot. He's done it before.
He's played in big games.
Olivier Sarr skies for the offensive rebound. Blocked by Chase Jeter.
Look opposite. That's it. Max Hazard wide open.
Back-to-back threes for Max Hazard.
Hey, look, all the credit in the world to Chase Jeter. First off, Nico Mannion with the push, goes ahead, feed the post. Chase Jeter looks opposite. That's exactly what you're supposed to do as a big. Just don't see big guys do it well that often.
Well, Max Hazard has come alive off the Arizona bench.
Because he's getting good looks. I mean, that's really what it's all about. When you have so much balance around the perimeter, you got to pick your poison, right? Nico Mannion doesn't get left. He gets an open look. And when he knocks one down, Chase Jeter fighting him cross court, that is such a terrific play. Like, those are the things that a coaching staff gets excited about. It's not Max Hazard knocking down the open shot. It's Chase Jeter having the patience to do what he's coached to do. Look opposite, find the open man, give him a good pass, and count three.
And since we're at the Wooden legacy, Max Hazard has a connection to John Wooden. His late grandfather, Walt Hazard, was the National Player of the Year at UCLA, 1964. Also a former coach for UCLA, but played for John Wooden. Stays with Wake Forest. Max Hazard had a 3-year run at UC Irvine. And grad transferring to Arizona. And embracing that role of coming off the bench.
Here we go again. Let's just keep piling on.
And if I mention the 4 3-point lines will come into play at some point.
That'll happen.
Shot clock at 5. Tough runner. Short from Chaundi Brown. And Arizona a chance to reclaim the lead. Mannion, challenge 3. And the rebound tipped out to Nico Mannion. Arizona controls. And Zeke Nnaji had to go off his hands out of bounds as the fastball fired in there from Josh Green.
That was really close to being a great pass, but you can tell this is a young Arizona team, and you can tell by how you just watch Sean Miller. At times, he's coaching them almost like it's a video game, right? You go here, pass over. Sometimes you have to, as a coach, you almost have to help initiate some offensive action. Nico Mannion does it very well, but on a reset, you want to make sure everybody gets to the right spot. And it just takes time to develop that continuity with a young group.
And still, those offensive numbers off the charts. Number 2 in scoring in the country, number 1 in field goal percentage, 7th in 3-point percentage, and 6th in assists. They average 18.5 assists a game as the 3 rattles out from Brandon Childress.
And still just scratching the surface because they haven't really become the team they're going to be defensively. Once they do that, offense will get even easier.
Dylan Smith forces up a shot. It goes, and Arizona takes the lead. 8 in a row for the Wildcats. Out of bounds. Belongs to Arizona. Off of Childress.
Yeah, Brandon Childress just got in a bad spot. I like the attack when a defense is retreating. No one really stopped the ball, but the problem is, you get all the way to the basket, there's just bigger boys down there. Warm-up lines, I barely recognize Zeke Nnaji. He's wearing the hair up today.
He's going with a different look. Yeah, he had the hair down every game.
I honestly didn't recognize him.
Shot clock at 10. Dylan Smith, deep 3. And the rebound, Wake Forest and Brandon Childress. Deflected by Josh Green, and the first turnover committed by Wake Forest. Jamal Baker transition 3.
Josh Green's everywhere. He is absolutely everywhere.
The lob for Zeke Nnaji. Gets his own miss and walks. Arizona gives it back to Wake Forest. Back and forth go the Wildcats, the Demon Deacons. It's Zona by 1.
The Big Ten ACC Challenge. 2 powerhouse conferences. Head to head. 28 teams. Talent for days. Blockbuster matchups. This is it. December 2nd through 4th.
After our game, stick around for Sports Center with Michael Eaves and Zubin Mehenti. They'll look at how Lamar Jackson did against the stout Niners D. Plus Patriots-Texans postgame. How did Brady Nashawn do? And a Lakers-Mavs breakdown. LeBron goes up against Luka. Sports Center next, right here on ESPN and the ESPN app. Look over at California Adventure and the Water Show. Right in front of Mickey's Ferris wheel over near the Incredicoaster.
You and the Incredicoaster.
I dig the Incredicoaster.
It was like the Incredibles, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Arizona by 1. It's been a fun first half to this point, and the trap forcing Torrey Johnson to take a timeout.
It was the length of Jeter that forced that even further from the basket, and I like the fact that they stuck with it. A lot of times the big comes out, hedges hard, they don't stay long enough, and it becomes easy to attack.
Wake Forest, if Danny Manning is the head coach, all right, I'm taking the Wake Forest coaching staff. There are 4 guys, right? And if they're playing any other coaching staff in America, is there anybody that can beat? You got all 4 on Danny Manning's coaching staff are all 1,000-point scorers.
Are we going in our prime?
Danny Manning, in their prime.
Okay, in prime.
Randolph Childress, Rex Walters, Steve Woodbury, right? And Danny was a 2-time All-Star in the NBA, as a Hall of Famer, and led Kansas to the national title. And I was texting with Sean Farnham earlier today, and we're trying to come up with some coaching staffs that maybe give them a run for their money. And the one that we thought was Memphis. Certainly with Penny Hardaway and Mike Miller.
Yeah, but no. I mean, that's a ridiculous lineup right there. I mean,
with those 4 on the Wake Forest bench?
I would give him his 5th as like a Division III walk-on, and they'd still handle business.
Shot clock winding down on Wake Forest. Johnny Brown. Batted out. Ira Lee hustles and gets it for Arizona. Well, Memphis has Penny and Mike Miller.
Yep.
And then Cody Toppert, who played at Cornell, who was, when he left Cornell, is Jeter with the bucket, the all-time leading 3-point shooter in school history. He was over a 1,000-point scorer. And Tony Madlock, who played at Memphis. So those 4, in their primes, that'd be a good game.
Still going away. Travel.
And a turnover by Wake Forest. And of course, Randolph Childress, assistant coach to Danny Manning, his son Brandon Childress, playing for Wake Forest now. They're the highest scoring duo, father-son, in the history of the ACC.
That's a pretty good one. That really is it. That's a pretty good one. You know, there's some things where you're like, yeah, he's ranked first all time in Pittman, New Jersey. Well, that one doesn't go too far, but like,
doesn't go outside the city limits.
All time ACC, yeah, that carries some weight.
Nico Mannion, whose dad was a pretty good player in his own right. Pace Mannion.
And Nico's just got a great poise and feel to this game, and you know, he's patient too, which means he gets other guys involved. He gets other guys involved, he makes the team better. But at times, he just needs to go be a killer.
Ball's off, and Zeke Naji the rebound as Wake Forest has been scoreless for over 4.5 minutes now. 12 straight for the Wildcats. Jamal Baker, the floater off the window. First points for Baker.
That was just great stuff in general in transition. Nico Mannion, he's probing, he's looking, his head's on a swivel. He calls for the ball screen in transition, takes 2, throws back. Good seal down low, led to an easy layup for Jamal Baker.
Is Sean Miller going to be happier with the defense he's seen here recently? As a foul and 1, maybe not that play, but the way Arizona had been defending the last 5-6 minutes.
When we watch games, no one knows the depth of their team. And when I say depth, I mean the real reasons behind the things that they struggle with, like the coaching staff does. So when he's looking for things for them to improve upon, it may not be stuff on the surface that we see, right? On the surface, you see they give up a layup, oh, they're clearly messed up. But if their communication's better, if their rotations are shorter, you get beat when you have long rotations. That means you are way out. You're way off to play. So if his rotations are shorter and their communication's better, then I think they're in good shape.
Brandon Childress with the three-point play. Of course, we show Dad Randolph Childress on the Wake Forest bench. Zeke Nnaji goes at Olivier Sarr. Offensive rebound. And the Energizer Bunny for the Wildcats. Ira Lee with the follow. Nobody works harder on the court than Ira Lee.
And look, I think what makes this team really good, what elevates the potential of this team is the other guys, right? And it's crazy to think Jamal Baker, another guy, right? Ira Lee, another guy. But they're not the stars. Dylan Smith, another guy, right? Like,
but you need those players.
Those are the guys that really elevate your potential. There's no let up. You know, and I think that's the thing. We forget about that far too often. You know, Max Hasser, another one. They have really good other guys.
Out of bounds, Arizona ball.
Better defensive possession for Arizona. Ira Lee came up on the ball screen, forced it out, got back into the play. Hands high from Zeke Nnaji on the catch, a contested three. You could live with that. Maybe backside rotation on that rebound could be improved upon, but again, you're not looking for them to fix everything. You want to see progress.
Dylan Smith hits a three. 11 for Smith. Third three for the senior from Mobile. Olivier Sarr steps out, way off on the three. And Baker hits the side of the backboard, and here come the Demon Deacons.
Yeah, here comes a sub. Honestly, that's one of those shots. If the ball doesn't come out, you don't ever move it. It touches one guy's hands, and a bad shot goes up.
And a foul on Ira Lee, his second, will put Sarr at the line. If you took a shot like that, are you looking over your shoulder?
Oh my gosh. Half the time if I missed the shot, I was looking over my shoulder. Lav used to call them honkers, right? You take a honker shot. It was the honk of the horn that got you out. Dylan Smith, man, he's a killer from deep. You better have your hand up.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Lowe's. Do it right for less with huge holiday savings. And PlayStation 4, the best place to play.
9-point lead for Arizona over Wake Forest, championship game of the Wooden Legacy. Coming up on our Jeep halftime report, a preview of the ACC Big Ten Challenge, where Wake Forest will play Penn State.
Yep. Penn State,
one of your former schools.
You're one of my former schools. Yet neither one of my schools are claiming me. I don't know what that says. Look, Penn State's really good right now. They are. They've got a ton of talent. Most talent that school's ever had basketball-wise, if you're asking me. In my sophomore year, we went to a Sweet 16, but it wasn't that we were that good. We just played well together.
And got hot at the right time.
Yeah, we did, but you know, we did. We had great chemistry, and you can't say enough about that. Man, you get experience. Brother was first team all Big Ten. He led Big Ten scoring. Like we had guys, right? We played in a way that was a little crazy. Penn State's got talent right now.
Olivier Sarr now 5 for 6 from the line. He leads Wake Forest with 11. Dylan Smith leads Arizona with 11 points.
Oh, wow, that was pretty.
Jeter saves it right to the Demon Deacons.
Didn't work, but the read Nico Mannion makes, man, that's high level.
The patience in Olivier Sarr on the repost. And gets the back rim with the junk hook, and the arrow points to Wake Forest.
Look, every coach in the college game wants to be able to play off ball screens or handoffs. The problem is very few coaches have guys that know what they're doing with the ball in their hand. And I'm not kidding you. Like, Cassius Winston is the best in the country playing off of a ball screen. He steps behind, he shoots threes, he finds guys, he draws defense his way, he finds the open man. Look, there's a reason why it's the hardest thing to cover. It's easy to cover if you don't know how to play off a ball screen. Nico Mannion knows what he's doing.
And Max Hazard knocks it away, leads to a 2-on-1. Hazard lays it in. The anticipation from Max Hazard.
Like I said before, Josh Green is just everywhere. He impacts the game just by being on the floor.
Olivier Sarr underneath, like he was stepping through a minefield right there.
I'm surprised we didn't get the flop. Danny Manning, he's actually doing the flopping hand gestures, if you call it.
Olivier Sarr there for the board along with Chandi Brown. Torrey Johnson missing from deep. Here comes Josh Green for the Wildcats. Final 2 minutes, first half of the championship game from Anaheim. Zeke Naji. Shot clock at 1. Did Josh Green get it off? He did, but left it short. Wake Forest clears.
I still think that ball needed to get back into Nico Mannion's hand with enough time to run something, to do something. He just makes you better when the ball's in his hands. That was a bit of a broken possession offensively.
And a foul way out up the sideline, about 30 feet from the hoop on Zeke Naji, his second.
Max Hazard, good anticipation. And I said, Josh Green, man, he's just impactful. He may not always be the best player on the floor, but he's the best player on the floor to have on your team. If that makes any sense whatsoever.
No, it makes sense.
A lot of these things make sense in my head. It's just whether it makes sense.
Do they make
else.
sense when they come out of your head?
That's the question. That's the question. But no, I do. I think he's the guy that you would want on your team because he's so difficult to defend and he makes so many plays.
And he's not scared.
No, he ain't. No.
One more for Brandon Childress. The 21st annual Big Ten ACC Challenge on Tuesday. Our doubleheader starts in Louisville. The number 2 Cardinals hosting Michigan at 7:30 Eastern. Then it's Trey Jones and number 1 Duke taking on Cassius Winston and number 3 Michigan State. From the Breslin Center in East Lansing, 2 great matchups on ESPN and the ESPN app.
Unranked Michigan.
We could say that for about another 12 hours.
I know. We've been through this. Preseason rankings, they're just so accurate.
So Arizona takes that use it or lose it timeout. A minute 13 to go until halftime.
But let me get back to
up
that.
6.
Even if we said they were the number 1 team in the nation right now, which everyone's kind of calling for, they have the best wins. They've been playing.
We've seen 3 number 1s lose already.
It doesn't really mean anything anyway. It really doesn't mean anything.
Well, it means something to Stephen F. Austin when you knock off number 1 Duke. Well, John Wooden, who's, of course, this tournament is named after the former UCLA coach who guided them to 10 national championships, the Wizard of Westwood. And the Wooden legacy, and you have the tie and having played at UCLA, so you have a greater appreciation than just about anybody of what John Wooden's impact is.
I think I have a better appreciation because when I was at UCLA, we struggled. We struggled, and ultimately it came back to finding confidence and finding stability in the identity that he left behind on this program. And it's so hard to do. You've got to be consistent day in, day out with your approach, and John Wooden was just that.
Christian Koloko is in. We haven't seen him yet in this tournament. The 7-footer, the freshman from Cameroon for Arizona. Shot clock winding down. Dylan Smith off the window. 13 for Smith.
Not an easy shot. I thought it was good defensive possession. Nico probably needed to get the ball back in his hands. Late shot clock situation. They just have so many guys you can go to.
Tough drive. Goaltend didn't matter. It went in anyways for Shandy Brown.
See a lot of teams go to that dribble handoff, little dribble weave, and you got to anticipate them trying to turn the corner. Everybody's trying to get downhill, so to speak, turn the corner, get to the basket. Got to anticipate that on the weave.
Arizona can play for the final shot of this first half. After both teams got off to a hot start offensively, they've cooled off a bit. Nico Mannion. Christian Koloko has it knocked out of bounds. Last touch by the Wildcats, and Wake Forest gets it back. 3.7 to go until halftime.
I would say the Arizona offense slowed down a bit, but their defense looked a lot better. Much better communications, shorter rotations, much better.
Brandon Childress up the sideline. Childress, desperation three. And we've reached the intermission in Anaheim, 39-33. Arizona leading Wake Forest, and Dylan Smith, 13 points for the senior to pace the Wildcats. So much attention on the freshman. It's the senior that stepped up in the first half.
Look, you think of guys like Jamal Baker, Ira Lee, Max Hazard, Dylan Smith. I mean, these are the other guys, but man, they are game changers.
6-point lead for Arizona here at halftime of the Paycom Wooden Legacy. Coming up after the break, we'll send you to the studio for the Jeep halftime report. Watching the Paycom Wooden Legacy as part of Feast Week, presented by Lowe's. Getting ready for the start of the second half of the championship game, with Arizona leading Wake Forest 39-33, just down the street from Disneyland here in Anaheim. Along with John Crispin, Roxy Bernstein with you in a fun first half between the Wildcats and the Demon Deacons. It was back and forth. Arizona with a 6-point lead, and so much attention on the freshman for Arizona. The senior, though, erupting for 13 points. Dylan Smith leading Arizona.
Yeah, Dylan Smith's great when he gets out in transition, gets himself established, you get open, and you got guys like Nico Mannion can find you, but he just got that to his game. And some guys that are real just elite scorers like Dylan Smith, they just have that swagger where they're constantly seeking out opportunities, and his aggressiveness is what makes him so good. I still think it comes down to this team continuing to make improvements on the defensive end, but also Nico Mannion's got to have the ball in his hands more often. Nico Mannion, with him on the floor, as little as he did, 104 from the field, 0-2 from three, only 4 points, 4 assists, they're plus 10 with Nico Mannion on the floor. They are a better team when everything goes through him.
Olivier Sarr, a terrific first half off the bench for Danny Manning in Wake Forest, with 13 of the Demon Deacons 33.
I mean, everybody wants to be a sixth man, right? Had to do it.
We all just want to be like the microwave. Lou Williams on line one, by the way.
Yeah, okay. Iguodala's been on hold for a while.
He wants a piece of Crispin.
He beat the mess out of us when I was playing him anyway. I don't think he needs a piece. He already took everything.
There's nothing left to grab. Here's Mannion. Feeds a cutting Chase Jeter, and he is swatted by Odi Aguama. Wow. How about Aguama getting way up there? Andrian White had a good look. And the rebound, Zeke Naji off the tip.
Need a dead ball for that replay.
The drop off, Nico Mannion. Underneath, Zeke Naji is fouled.
There we go. Appreciate that
Isaiah
foul.
Mucius is first.
I want to see Aguama. I mean, it was kind of like that Tom Chambers stuff where it seems like he just kept going up.
And then he kept going up?
Just kept going up. Someone out there is yelling at the screen saying he kind of catapulted off of Chase Jeter. Maybe he did, but it still looked cool.
Zeke Naji, who's an 81% foul shooter, twice already this season, has been named Pac-12 Freshman of the Week.
He's an 80% field goal shooter.
Just 3 points so far tonight.
77%.
Second in the country. He dipped after his Friday night game when he went, I think, 6 for 9 from the floor.
Might round up, but if you're going Price's Right rules, I'm out. He hasn't done a ton, and you have to credit, tonight at least, you have to credit Wake Forest. They have been crowding the paint. But when you crowd the paint, guys like Dylan Smith get open for shots, and that's why Dylan Smith has had such a great night so far. Also, great crowd from Arizona here.
Arizona always travels well. no matter the venue. And a whistle off the ball and a foul inside on Jeter. And it's the first on the Arizona big man.
This tournament was a great opportunity for Sean Miller and this young Arizona team. They played the first 6 games at home, dominated the competition.
They won those 6 games by average of better than 30 points.
And there's a question that's going to be a steal. There's a question, do you really get better in those games? Well, you learn a lot, but you may not get it a lot better. This was a great opportunity to come here and work on your game, really find out where you have holes. And I think we've seen it, particularly on the defensive end.
Shot clock winding down off balance. Brandon Childress the miss and a shot clock violation against Wake Forest. But Arizona was dominant their first 6 games, but then were tested here in Anaheim. They squeaked by Pepperdine, winning 93-91 here on Thursday night, and then got all they could handle from Penn, and Arizona had enough to hold them off and win it by 10 in the semis on Friday.
But each team was a unique challenge, right? Pepperdine, the way they just had answers. It was back and forth. You had to outscore your opponent. And then against Penn, you're challenged defensively.
Zeke Naji missing at the rim. The offensive rebound, wave it off, and they're calling for a hook and an offensive foul on Naji. His third.
Look, I don't know if I agree with the call, but I just love watching Les Jones make calls.
He's giving TV Teddy a run for his money.
I want to say, look, I guess he got him a little bit. Yeah, from that angle, for sure. But the wave off, from Les Jones is terrific. Not if I was playing, though. If I was playing and he called a foul on me, I'd probably freak out.
Ira Lee checks in for Naji. And a reach in, and Nico Mannion called for his first. And it'll be Isaiah Musius to the line for Wake Forest.
Yeah, that's a tough situation for Nico Mannion. You start to switch things, right? You switch things, you get a mismatch. You got to fight early. As that ball comes to the corner, you already got to be on the high side, take that away.
2 shots, Musius just 1 for 3 at the line so far in the season. 21st annual Big Ten ACC Challenge rolls on Wednesday with Notre Dame taking on number 5 Maryland in game 1 at 7:30 Eastern. Then it's 10th ranked Ohio State taking on Cole Anthony and number 6 North Carolina at the Dean Dome. 2 great matchups on ESPN and the ESPN app. First points for Isaiah Musius. Wake Forest within 6. The Demon Deacons with wins over the College of Charleston and Long Beach State to get to our championship game. And Josh Green inside to Ira Lee. Rattles out. Lee a second chance. And he got bumped, and Chase Jeter got him as well as the Demon Deacon.
I think Chase Jeter got shoved by Sarr, and Chase Jeter ended up bumping into Ira Lee, but that was good action. You know, you attack, you throw back, you go to the ball screen with Nico Mannion, he drags it out, he throws to Josh Green attacks. Like, that was good offensive action. Good things are going to come of that. And at some point, Arizona's going to finish around the rim. They missed a lot of easy ones around the rim.
Well, it was Musius that shoved Jeter into Ira Lee, and the ruling on the floor is a common foul on Musius.
Well, then
it's his second.
The question is Ira Lee shooting? And I would say no, he's not. The foul wasn't on Ira Lee. I mean, he shoved Chase Jeter. So Chase Jeter should be the one who was fouled. Unless I'm an Arizona fan, Ira Lee better be the foul line, right?
And it's on the baseline.
Yeah, that's the right call.
These are two, when you look at the stories of these two teams, Arizona, completely new cast from a year ago. For Wake Forest, this is a year Danny Manning's been building toward, with 77% of their scoring back from last year. Dylan Smith, one of the returnees for the Wildcats. A chance for 4.
Dylan Smith's a tough guy to cover because he elevates so well on his jump shot. Even if you're there, even if you're in his hip, in his pocket, to take that shot away, he elevates so well. Watch the elevation. I mean, he gets up off the floor. if you're Brandon Childress, you got to know if you're late, you're beat. Yell, make a noise, do something, but don't foul.
The second on Childress, and the 4-point play for Dylan Smith, who now has a season best 17, and Arizona's up 10, matching their largest lead of the night. Too strong from Shondi Brown.
Defense has gotten a lot better. Nico Mannion got switched up again, but fought a lot better in the post that time. And Chase Jeter just very active.
Wake just 30% from the field.
That is the improved defense, though. Shortening rotations, hands high, communicating better. Arizona showing strides.
Josh Green the finish. His first points of the night.
Yeah, but like he hasn't impacted the game.
Off-balance runner Isaiah Musius comes up empty. Nico Mannion in and out on the three. Olivier Sarr claims it for the Demon Deacons. Nice crossover, and getting to the line will be Brandon Childress for Wake. Arizona's opened up a 12-point lead in the title game over Wake Forest.
Josh Green, his activity just changes the game. Look, gets rebounds, runs it out, attacks early, but he makes great reads. You don't stop the basketball, he's getting all the way to the rim. Nico Mannion, kind of the camouflage action. Two go to him, he gets an easy dunk.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Lowe's. Do it right for less with huge holiday savings. And Heineken. Enjoy Heineken responsibly.
47-35, the Arizona Wildcats have opened up a 12-point lead on Wake Forest. Championship game of the Wooden Legacy with John Crispin, Roxy Bernstein with you. And that's the four I'm going with, right? If you're going to play that coaching staff pickup game, or at least put the hot tub time machine to work and put them in their prime.
Hot tub time machine.
Maybe Ernie Nestor can coach him on the left. But you got Steve Woodbury.
I don't know if I can.
Danny Manning, Rex Walters, and Randolph Childress.
I don't know, though. Thinking of the coaches in this field, I go back to Johnny Dawkins. You know, I was younger. I'm 38 years old, so I don't really remember him playing in college. And I told him after I watched the Class to Save Coach K, I got to see him play in college, and man, he was good. I mean, not just like, oh, he's got a game. He just attacked, right? Like he had it. And it's kind of empowering because he's not a big guy, but man, he got after it.
The coaches in this tournament, Lorenzo Romar played in the NBA, had a nice career. Sean Miller was a terrific player at Pitt. A lot of talent in this field, both on the benches and in uniform. 10-point game, Chase Jeter. Wow. Backing him down. He's in double figures with 10.
Yeah, you start to watch these guys start to make plays in space. It's an ISO, so he's going to go one-on-one, and he should be able to dominate that matchup. But, you know, as an opponent, you just see that. You say there's not much more we can do. We can't send two his way. There's too many weapons.
Tough drive, and Andrian White will get to the line for Wake Forest. Ira Lee, his third.
It's amazing defensively when you see one breakdown, whether it's a closeout, somebody goes for a pump fake. When it becomes 5-on-4 basketball, someone's going to get fouled or get a layup. It's just the way it goes.
Grad transfer from Charlotte, Andrian White. Sat out last year, was a 3-year starter.
In this lineup, with Nico Mannion on the bench, Zeke Naji on the bench, but I really say Nico because with him on the floor as a point guard, they're just better. Numbers will prove it, but the truth is, just watch. You see they're better, the ball moves better, there's better continuity, there's more flow to the offense. I want to see how this offense attacks now against the zone, how they attack with Nico Mannion on the bench.
Chase Jeter draws contact, gets the roll, and one. Second on Olivier Sarr.
The best thing about that play, it wasn't the finish. It was actually the patience. It was the fact that it felt like he was in there forever. He really did. He sat down, waited. He watched the ball side guard to see whether he was going to dig down, whether he was going to double. He was looking for an open man, but they stayed one-on-one, and he made a move. You got to credit the patience, especially with big guys.
After not registering double figures in any of the first 6 games of the year, he's been in double digits now in each of the 3 games here in Anaheim. Largest lead for the Wildcats.
I almost don't want to celebrate that because watching this game, he should be. He should be every single night.
Foul off the ball. Second on Josh Green of Arizona.
Yeah, it was really the second one. The first time, look, he dug his body into Guama, and he got away with one. But the second time, Terry Weimer wasn't going to let it happen. And I actually like the foul. I think Josh Green's a physical dude. I'd love to see those guys kind of impose their will physically. That's going to be Arizona basketball.
Off of Sarr. And a turnover by the Demon Deacons. They're just their 5th turnover tonight. That's one thing they've done really well is take care of the ball.
Arizona hasn't really gotten out pressured. They haven't tried to get steals that way. They've been a little safer defensively, and I think that's part of that process of growing up. You know, as you grow up, you establish your expectations and rotations. You become a better defensive team. Then you can start to take chances.
Here's Jeter again. And Olivier Sarr, the rebound. Here comes Wake. Tough shot. And Ira Lee. The rebound, Arizona looking to run. Jamal Baker well off on that 3. It's out of bounds to the Demon Deacons as Wake Forest has won the only matchup between these two schools. It was the preseason NIT championship. Back in November of 2004, Justin Gray was the leading scorer for Wake Forest in the game. Chris Paul was just 2 for 11 from the floor, had 4 points.
He's terrible.
Leading scorer for Arizona in the game. Remember Hassan Adams?
Oh, no. Don't bring him up.
Olivier Sarr, the bucket.
It's pretty bad when you talk about your college days in terms of all the things that happened against me. You know what I mean?
Like, what did he do to you?
I was getting back in transition at the McHale Center, and he hit me with a crossover. I slid. Now, he didn't break my ankles, but I slid, lost my footing.
That's your excuse, you slid?
Threw one down. I was trying to be the good teammate, sprint back on defense, and in doing so, I looked like the biggest fool on the court.
Did he throw down on you?
Oh, yes. Oh, violently. At least I slid so I couldn't jump. So the Lord was helping me with that one. He said, you know, just take a dive because you're going to get dunked on anyway. Man.
He had some ups.
No, he was just nasty. There were some good teams. Salim Stoudemire.
He was on that team. Channing Frye was on that Arizona team.
I mean, look, how they ever lost a game? I don't know.
The teardrop, Mannion left it short, and the rebound, Odi Aguama for Wake Forest. Carey.
Yep.
Turnover, Andrian White.
I feel like the carries, the call that they finally just start calling if they gain an advantage. Because these dudes carry the ball every single time they dribble it. You watch them just dribble the ball, carry, dribble, carry. They only really call it if you gain an advantage. So I kind of like that with any calls anyway. Chase Jeter missed an opportunity. He's got to roll hard, and they go high-low with Zeke Naji.
Shot clock inside 10. Mannion tries it again and gets this one.
All right, so if any of you out there go, nice shot. No, go try that at the Y. Just go try running full speed towards your left, no angle, hit a running one-hander.
Off 1 foot.
Off 1 foot, yeah, just go try it.
Chase Jeter the rebound off the Andrian White miss. Nice pass by Mannion. Chase Jeter the flush.
Put Nico Mannion in a ball screen situation with the ball in his hands, obviously, every single time down floor. At least in transition and probably in secondary, and then probably at the end of the shot clock. He's just that good with the ball in his hands.
The lob to Olivier Sarr.
That wasn't bad either. Again, if you're able to split a double team, you're going to have numbers.
And Jeter and a push along the baseline against Wake Forest. 11:26 to go. John, Arizona starting to pull away.
Yeah, they've looked much better on the defensive end throughout the course of this game, but offensively, again, they just have so many weapons. That's not an easy shot. It looks awesome, but it's not an easy shot. Ball screen, Nico Mannion. He'll beat you all night long.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Lowe's. Do it right for less with huge holiday savings. And PlayStation 4, the best place to play.
13-point lead for the Arizona Wildcats. Trying to knock off Wake Forest, the championship game, and Chase Jeter has had a huge impact on Arizona's offense here this weekend.
I think we'll look at his offense and say, yeah, he's really much improved. He's settling in. He's figuring out his role in this offense. But at the same time, I think his defense may have been the best thing. He's helped out. He's hedged out. He's created opportunities. He's made his team a better defensive team, but certainly dominant on the offensive side of the ball, especially when he gets used in ball screen situations.
Arizona's led by as many as 15, and a whistle before the inbound, and a foul called on Odi Aguama of Wake Forest, his second. 17 fouls, so now Arizona into the bonus for the rest of the night. And Zeke Naji for a 1-and-1. Naji 2 for 2 for the line tonight, 81% so far in the season. And the rebound falls to Ishmael Massoud for Wake Forest.
Zeke Naji just hasn't really gotten it going, and it's not that he hasn't done anything. It's just that he hasn't really been involved in the offense as much. Sure, if you watch some tape, you figure out why.
At the rim, Isaiah Musius, the slam.
I think part of that has to do with the fact that Chase Jeter's been effective, and he's done a lot of it on the block.
Ira Lee attacks, swatted by Musius. Here comes Wake. Childress has had a rough night, and it continues as Childress now just 1 of 9 from the floor. Too strong on the three by Massoud. Zeke Naji moves in, stripped. Aguama the steal for Wake. And they give it right back to the Wildcats, a miscommunication.
All right, I'm hopeful for a good possession for someone, because it's been a little sloppy the past couple of possessions. Take your time, get a good one.
We've hit a drought. Ira Lee powers his way inside.
Here we go. I mean, part of it's been defense has been in position. Look, the Wake Forest help side, especially on pick and roll situations, has been there. So guys like Zeke Naji have run into problems, almost forcing that pull-up jumper, which no one really wants to take these days. It's either a dunk or a three.
Where has the mid-range gone?
I don't know if I disagree that, it's not like you should definitely be taking mid-range jumper. Look, if you shoot layups or threes, it's really hard to cover the first and third level of defense, right? Or of the offense, right? It's hard to cover that. There's a lot of ground to cover.
Fourth foul on Naji, by the way.
And in the middle, if the middle's open, you have driving lanes. Those driving lanes lead to more open threes or more easy dump down layups. So I get why a lot of teams are doing it. A lot of teams are getting away from screening in general. It's just back cuts. It's lift the defense, back cut. It's great movement, good read, react. Game is changing.
Brandon Childress 8 for 8 at the line. Does have 10 points. One more for the senior from Winston-Salem. He's been in double figures now in each of their 8 games this year. First game this tournament was his 100th career game.
Anybody counting our games?
How many we've done together?
I don't think. Well, I know you're counting down that one.
No, that means I might have to do something with Walton soon. Dylan Smith steps in. And the rebound ripped down by Andrian White for Wake Forest. Chance to get to single digits this trip for the Demon Deacons. And a steal, Nico Mannion, 2-on-1. Josh Green lays it in. The run out and a 2-on-1, and Arizona's up 13. Isaiah Mucius inside. Olivier Sarr can't get the tip. Nico Mannion darts up the floor. Terrific defense from Isaiah Mucius.
I like this little back and forth. I lay out a little bit. I mean, neither team is playing the cleanest basketball, but once the ball gets up and down the floor, teams are certainly going to be much better. Especially if you get these going in transition, you help develop a little confidence. Everybody kind of starts touching the ball. You start running the floor a little bit better. Transition leads to secondary. Secondary flows into offense. That's just a good finish. Josh Green, like I said, he hasn't had the best game, but I think overall his floor game in general, defensively, rebounding, he's been incredibly impactful. And when you have a lot of weapons, it's not always going to be the same guy, right? The roles are usually the same, but who gets the most, it changes from game to game.
Depends on the matchup. What's the other team trying to take away?
Yeah. Teams can try all they want to take things away. Ultimately, it comes down to personnel. And not just personnel, one being better than the other. It's just personnel. Are you prepared? Are you making the good decisions on the floor? And sometimes the good decisions, it's a rotation. Is the pressure too much for you? Are you chasing the play? There's so many little things.
One more for the McDonald's All-American, Josh Green. Arizona's matched their largest lead.
Travel.
So do the Arizona fans here at the Anaheim Arena. On the drive to the basket, count it and one. Torrey Johnson threw that one way up into the air. It fell through, and they'll get rewarded with a +1 free throw.
There's a lot of switching. You see a lot of switching. Chase Jeter gets out on the point, just gets beat to the basket. I mean, I like switching defenses, but the problem is you lose position on the backside. So guys get out of position when you switch too much. So a lot of communication needs to be improved. If they are able to improve on that communication, look out, this Arizona team's good.
We're destined for greatness.
That is a fast break.
He's just the consummate point guard, right?
A Sonic Blockbuster season continues with a Big Ten ACC Challenge, Tuesday on ESPN.
Well, Arizona knocked off Pepperdine to get to this championship game in the quarterfinals. Colby Ross tied the game at 91, but then Nico Mannion wins it for the Wildcats.
This was just a great basketball game. You know, back and forth. You didn't expect Pepperdine to be in this game to have a chance down the stretch, but they just had answers for everything. Great basketball game.
And then Arizona defeated Penn as Mannion went for a career-high 24 on Friday night. Arizona leading it by 13 in the championship game here against Wake Forest. Torrey Johnson at the line for Wake. gets the three-point play.
This is kind of one of those situations. If you're Sean Miller, you want to see who can close out a basketball game. You know, who can be disciplined enough, but still attack.
Reach in foul on Torrey Johnson.
You know, really be disciplined down the stretch. It's easy to get loose down the stretch. You feel like, we got this. We're up 12. You can't loosen up. I mean, I always say the best teams, the real winners in all of sports, they know how to bury a team. They know how to put you away. I think that's something you have to learn how to do.
Rattles out for Nico Mannion. And the pull-up off the heel of the rim from Torrey Johnson.
Defense much better for Arizona. I mean, when they're able to get set defensively and start communicating early, they're good.
Up and under from Nico Mannion. The rebound, Odiaguama for Wake Forest. But the Demon Deacons who turn it over, and you mentioned the defense, John, just 30% shooting for Wake Forest tonight. Much improved defensively from Arizona.
Yeah, really much improved since the start of this game. 7 of 12 to start the game. 7 of what? I believe 34 since then. And the adjustments throughout the course of the season. If you think that Sean Miller knew coming into the season exactly how things were going to play out, you're crazy. He's got to adjust to his personnel, just like his personnel has to adjust to this new game.
On the drive, the reverse, Josh Green, but cleaned up by Chase Jeter.
How many times you see a guy go to the basket, if 2 or 3 guys come his way, just throw it up off the backboard.
We'll go get it.
You got so many guys that aren't going to be covered.
And a 3 for Brandon Childress. "11-point game, 6.5 minutes to play in this championship contest." Chase Jeter in a reach in. Torrey Johnson, his 4th.
Like on both sides, Arizona's just trying to feed the block. They clearly have the size advantage, but the best way to attack the basket is getting that defense chasing the play, attacking the rim, going to get second chance opportunities.
Double bonus, 2 shots for Jeter. 21st annual Big Ten ACC Challenge. Tuesday, our doubleheader starts in Louisville. The number 2 Cardinals hosting Michigan at 7:30 as the Wolverines winning the battle for Atlantis. Then it's Trey Jones and number 1 Duke against Cassius Winston and number 3 Michigan State from East Lansing. 2 great matchups on ESPN and the ESPN app. Jeter misses both, and Ira Lee goes over the back, his 4th foul.
Instead of ranking teams early in the season, I think we should just go like
they're good.
No, like kindergarten grading scale, like check or check plus. You know what I mean? Like
outstanding, satisfactory,
good,
needs improvement.
Yes, needs improvement. Yes, exactly. Look, everybody needs improvement, but the check plus, keep an eye on that team.
Olivier Sarr at the line of 1-1. He's had a big night. 18 for Sarr. Career high of 21 earlier this season against North Carolina, Asheville. Really improved year to year under Danny Manning.
Oh, that's a great guy to learn from.
I think he knows a thing or two about big man play.
Yeah, say so.
And Sarr gets it to single digits, so a 9-point game.
Again, Nico Mannion on the bench, so let's see what they can do. A little flex cut, back screen.
Josh Green missing the fadeaway. Olivier Sarr the rebound. Out of bounds, off of Olivier Sarr, Arizona ball.
Dylan Smith did a great job kind of pulling the chair, but also getting a handle of the basketball. There he is. That's well done. And then avoiding the ball as he's out of bounds.
Dylan Smith's done a lot of really good things.
He has. He's quieted down a little bit here in the second half. Part of that's what you take away.
Here he comes off the screen, launches. And the hustling Josh Green tries to save it. He does to Zeke Nnaji, who gets tripped. And it's on Brandon Childress, his third.
Both Josh Green and Dylan Smith wanted to come off that pin down screen.
It's like they were fighting to get out to the wing for the ball.
My turn. I want it. I would rather have Dylan Smith coming off that screen. He just draws so much attention with that jump shot. But Josh Green, man, just keeping players alive with his activity. And this is going to sound funny. It's going to sound funny, but I swear there's a point here. Josh Green is better skill-wise than how you see him play hard, right? You see guys play that hard,
but isn't playing hard a skill?
Sort of. It's effort. It's a motor, right? He's got that motor, but he's got so much skill to match it. Like sometimes you see a guy with a motor and say, "Oh, he's the heart and soul. He takes charge." No. He's actually really skilled, but he's got an incredible motor. Those are the guys in the NFL that become all pros. Right?
Deep three, and another one for Brandon Childress is coming alive here down the stretch. Down to 7.
They talked about developing not just the skill set, but the mentality of being a winner. This is what I want to see. Can Arizona put this team away?
Nico Mannion off balance. Olivier Sarr elevates for the rebound. Wake on the push. Transition 3. Shondi Brown too strong. And the rebound, Zeke Nnaji for Arizona.
You got to get the ball moving. If you're Nico Mannion, I want to see at least one ball screen. If you're going to go back to some of the flex cuts, a pin down, bring Dylan Smith off the screen, that's fine. But I'd love to see Nico Mannion in a ball screen situation. Let's see if they bring him up. Here comes Zeke Nnaji.
Put 20 on the shot clock with the kick. Torrey Johnson coming back for Wake. And that'll be the illegal screen on the dribble handoff. 4th on Nnaji.
Yeah, I gotta say, it's really hard.
Rather 5th on Nnaji.
Yeah,
he's fouled out.
He's fouled out. It's so hard to do this. I actually love this play, but it's being called a foul. That little hip check, I always thought that was part of the game, right? I always thought, like, the dribble handoff, you turn your body into the defender. It's kind of a natural screen, but that's what they've been instructed to call. And according to the rules, that's the right call. It's really hard to do dribble handoffs without maintaining an advantage of physicality, right? Because if you make contact with a guy on a dribble handoff, they almost call it every single time.
Now a chance for Wake Forest to trim down this Arizona lead even further. Step back, challenge 3 by Childress, in and out. Isaiah Musius losing the offensive rebound, fighting for it. Johnson gets it back for the Demon Deacons. Isaiah Musius missing from the corner. And the rebound tipped out to Nico Mannion for the Wildcats. Dylan Smith crashing into the lane, and it's on Olivier Sarr, a block, his third.
Yeah, I think Sarr got the worst of that one.
And he is still down after getting run over in the lane. 3:43 remaining. And Olivier Sarr looks like he's getting up. 7-point game. Wake coming back at the Wildcats.
Arizona's got to continue to attack if you want to put this team away. Hard for young teams to learn how to do.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Paycom, comprehensive HR and payroll technology. And Dollar General, save time, save money every day. Sunday night in Southern California in the championship of the Paycom Wooden Legacy. Number 14 Arizona leading Wake Forest 65-58. Arizona 8-0, Wake Forest 5-2. And Arizona's led by as many as 15 in Wake Forest trying to make a late surge. Arizona's gone over 3 minutes without a field goal. 17 each from Chase Jeter, Dylan Smith to lead the Wildcats. Olivier Sarr for Wake Forest leads all scorers with 19. Dylan Smith at the line, shooting 2.
I said before for Arizona, who are the finishers, right? Who's going to finish this game? And you know, what you do to finish a game is all about the habits you build throughout the course of the game. You can't just all of a sudden turn it on. I mean, like, there are times we can turn it on and talent wins, but now it comes down to your discipline.
Brandon Childress, the pull-up. And a foul going for the rebound, and Olivier Sarr will head to the line. If that's Ira Lee, that's his fifth.
You saw Chase Jeter pointing to himself. Presence of mind, understanding.
Second Arizona player that's fouled out.
The hard thing is Olivier Sarr had position to begin with.
Zeke Naji is fouled out already. Now Ira Lee is done for the night. And Sean Miller will go to a smaller lineup now, bring Max Hazard into the game. So he's going with 4 guards and Chase Jeter.
Well, you can't turn things off offensively. You still have to attack. You still have to be aggressive. And I'd say the last 4 or 5 possessions, we just haven't seen it from Arizona.
And this is where Arizona not having Stone Gettings tonight hurts them, because he's their 4th big. He's out with a concussion, not even in the building. He's back at the hotel.
But he also just gets the game. He understands the game well, and that's the kind of guy that can help you with young rotations.
And the rebound secured by Jeter. 1 out of 2 for Sarr. Wake Forest, that's their first miss from the line here in the second half. They're 12 of 13 at the line. 7-point game. Chase Jeter. And the rebound. Shondi Brown. Here comes Wake. Brandon Childress losing it inside. Olivier Sarr on the ground. Is it tie up? Yes. Arrow stays with Wake Forest. 2:56 remaining.
Chase Jeter's had a few nice reads on the pick and roll, but if you don't get all the way to the basket, you allow the defender to come back into the play. He was a good 8 feet from the hoop when he took that shot. It's not an easy jump hook.
Wake Forest ball. Now Dylan Smith guarding Olivier Sarr. Brandon Childress missing over Mannion. Chase Jeter the rebound. 9 rebounds for Jeter. Josh Green has 10 rebounds. The guard leading Arizona. Mannion.
Nope.
You see the pull up and the rebound. Shondi Brown. Here come the Demon Deacons.
The rhythm's off offensively for Arizona, and they're giving up that
Johnson,
transition.
the reverse.
Yeah, that's a problem. Look, you can just see the fire in this young Arizona team. It kind of went away a while ago. When they stopped attacking, they're trying to get stops, but they're not being aggressive on defense. They're trying to make baskets, but they're not really attacking on offense.
And because of the foul issues, Sean Miller playing a lineup that he's not used to playing, 4 guards and a big man.
Yeah, but at some point, you still have enough horses on the floor that you need to put a team away. You can't give anything up in transition. Right now, Wake Forest, a lot of confidence.
The 21st annual Big Ten ACC Challenge rolls on Wednesday with Notre Dame taking on number 5 Maryland. In the first game at 7:30 Eastern, then it's number 10 Ohio State squaring off against Cole Anthony and 6th-ranked North Carolina at the Dean Dome. 2 great matchups on ESPN and the ESPN app. So the foul issues for Arizona, Ira Lee and Zeke Naji have both fouled out. And again, they're without Stone Gettings tonight because of a concussion. Torrey Johnson with 4 for Wake Forest. Andrian White, Olivier Sarr, Brandon Childress each playing with 3. Nico Mannion hits the pull-up, and Arizona needed that. They hit a drought.
Yeah, I like what they did in terms of faking that ball screen with Josh Green. He showing like he's going to screen, and then came out to the wing and just created an ISO situation for Nico Mannion.
7-point game inside 140. Shondi Brown, the drive and finish.
I gotta say, Danny Manning's learning a lot about this Wake Forest team as well. He is learning a lot about who his competitors are going to be. That's the thing. Where are my fighters? Who are my competitors? Who can I trust? If you want more playing time on the floor, do things that build trust with your coach, right? Your coach is going to play who he trusts the most in crunch time.
Inside 10 to shoot. Josh Green. And a foul, offensive foul on Green.
No, I didn't have it.
His 3rd.
I didn't have it. Always better when I see it again, but I think he's in the air before. Yeah, he's in the air before any feet are set.
And it looked to me like Sarr lunged in at Green, too.
I mean, look, absolutely. Not at all. Not at all.
An opportunity for Wake to make it a 1-possession game.
See, 2 foul shots are a 5-point game.
Olivier Sarr and a foul. And Wake will go to the line with 45.3 remaining.
You could just see, look, if you're Arizona, you're a young team, you take your foot off the gas, you allow Wake Forest to be the aggressor. You know, you go back to that Pepperdine game, right? Pepperdine's not supposed to win the game. Everyone knows that, including Pepperdine. So you play a little bit more fearlessly. Wake Forest right now has the confidence.
3rd on Chase Jeter. Olivier Sarr shooting 2. He has tied a career high 21 points.
He's knocking down foul shots too.
9 of 11 at the line. And the rebound. Josh Green and a foul on Shondi Brown, his 1st. So back to the other end we go. And Green will shoot 2 for Arizona.
I do feel like this tournament in general for Arizona is something that there's a lot for them to walk away and feel like they learned.
They've been tested in all 3 games.
Yeah, but like you don't gain much when you blow teams out. You just don't. It becomes fool's gold. It's a false sense of security, but you learn a lot about yourselves when you get tested. Because also you want guys to buy into doing a lot of little things right, because those little things make you a winner, make you champions. It's hard for a lot of these kids that come from the high school ranks where they dominated to really buy into doing the little things. So here's where you learn we got to do those little things if we want to win.
Childress, off balance 3. Out of bounds. Arizona ball with 34.1 to go. Timeout for the Wildcats.
30-second timeout.
So 30-second timeout. Arizona with the ball in a 6-point lead.
That was great. It looked like Arizona was calling timeout. Chase Jeter yelled out timeout until he noticed that Danny Manning in the Wake Forest bench was calling for a timeout too. So Sean Miller immediately pointed and said, no, it's their timeout. That's great.
And the Pac-12, and look, it struggled a bit last year. Oregon did get to the second weekend. But it's performed well so far in the non-conference in reaching the end of November, now into early December. Here was the preseason media poll. Arizona was picked 4th. And Oregon, who was in the battle for Atlantis. Colorado, who is a veteran team coming back for Tad Boyle. The Huskies have a couple of McDonald's All-Americans. And the Kentucky transfer, Quaddy Green. And Arizona picked 4th. I just want to float this out there. They asked me to vote in that poll. I voted Arizona first. Am I crazy?
You're not crazy. No one in that group is great. Not yet. all four have the potential to be really good, particularly when you consider all four have their own identities. I think that's what makes them all so good. So it's who can be the best at being themselves. That's the way I look at it.
Mannion dribbling away from traffic.
A lot of hands.
Wake's got a foul at some point. They're trying. And they finally get Dylan Smith with 23 seconds to go, and it's on Childress, his fourth.
It's funny, like throughout the course of the game, they call so much hand checking, right? You touch a guy, they blow a whistle.
And then you're trying to foul.
They're trying to foul. Like,
Dylan Smith at the line.
that was the double hand check. The dribbling armbar, those are clear fouls. That's what Nico's saying. Look, guys, they're doing it on purpose.
One more for Dylan Smith. Now 3 of 4 at the line, 19 points. Sean Miller 23 seconds away from seeing his ball club go to 9-0 in a championship with the Wooden Legacy.
I just watched a conversation between Nico Mannion and official Keith Kimball, and let me just say, it was an agree to disagree type of conversation.
You never had those.
No.
Now an 8-point game, and now Sean Miller gets his timeout.
You know, you get that, but you also want to see how a young kid, Nico Mannion, handles that. If you have good, I'm telling you, this is more important than you realize. If you have good dialogue with officials, right? If you have a good dialogue, you say, hey, look, he's riding me, he's pushing me, and the official says, look, I don't have it. You go, all right, I'm just saying, keep an eye on it, right? That's going to go in your favor. If you give them bad body language, if you start throwing your hands up, if you obviously say something under your breath, that's going to affect what you get. Nico Mannion did a really good job of saying, okay, I got you, and then he turned around and said something else. And when I say something else, it was something else.
Is he the topper or the one-upper? He's got to have the last word.
Most competitors are, right? Everybody wants to get the last word. Well, if you're a real competitor, it's hard. Part of it's ego, right? It's pride. When those things are elevated, you often makes you a good athlete.
Sports Center coming up next. As a shot in the baseline from Brandon Childress, and Danny Manning uses his final timeout. 6-point game with 16.1 to go.
Checking in are Tori Johnson and Odio Guama.
So our Paycom player of the game for the Wooden Legacy Championship, Chase Jeter. 17 points.
He was really active. I give him a ton of credit, 17 points, 9 rebounds, but a ton of hard hedges, a ton of good switches, a ton of show high and deter a shot. Like, he did a lot of things really well. And I think when Sean Miller and his staff watch this tape back, they're going to see this guy really active on the defensive end. He makes them a better basketball team, but his activity on the offensive end certainly helps.
Also a big game, Dylan Smith tonight. Josh Green, even though he didn't score tonight, has had a really good tournament for Arizona.
Josh Green is incredibly active. Like I said, he's got that motor. He's got the motor of a guy who's like a walk-on. He's got the motor of a Rudy Rudiger, but he's got the skill of someone who was invited to be there. You know what I'm saying? Like I think that's such a key component of your team, because that adds to that identity. If you're an elite level team with your talent, but you also compete at an elite level, that makes you tough to match up against. Some people think they hear that, they go, well, of course they're going to play hard. No, you don't realize when you're that much better than everybody else, you don't have those habits built in, right?
I don't know. I don't know the feeling.
Yeah, you totally do. You absolutely didn't think about that when it came out. But you think, like,
you asking me?
When you're dominant your whole life, you don't have a lot of play hard habits. So to see him have that motor, that's impressive. It's formidable too, if I can get that word out.
Odio Guama the foul, sending Nico Mannion to the line.
Like, what's a scouting report on Josh Green say? He can give you 30. He's also incredibly athletic. He's got a great body. He doesn't skip leg day. And also plays with a motor of someone that shouldn't even be on the floor. I mean, really, he goes. I mean, gets it on the offensive glass, defensive glass. He rotates. He's the kind of guy makes your team better.
One more for Nico Mannion. 73-66 Arizona. And the rebound, Olivier Sarr has had a huge night for Wake Forest. To the bucket. Brandon Childress has it sent back. Arizona can run out the clock. And the Wildcats will improve to 9-0 and take the championship of the 2019 Paycom Wooden Legacy. 73-66. Arizona knocks off Wake Forest.
Arizona, not without flaws. I'm not going to say they're a flawless basketball team. There's a lot they can improve upon. But let me tell you this. The sky's the limit. What did Jordan say? The roof is the ceiling and the ceiling is the roof? Well, whatever it is, that's what it is for Arizona.
So the Wildcats take it from Wake Forest and win the championship with 20 from Dylan Smith and 17 from Chase Jeter. For John Crispin, Roxy Bernstein, and our ESPN crew, so long from Anaheim. Now let's go to SportsCenter.